Karim's Voyage, and the mysterious CA. Karim was a young man in his 20s, filled with a spirit of adventure and a deep passion for the mysteries of the seas. He wasn't just a tourist, he was an amateur researcher, dreaming of discovering the undiscovered in the unknown depth. He prepared his small, sturdy boat, Al Naraz, the Seagull, stocking it with provisions for weeks, basic navigation tools, and a waterproof camera. He then set off on the journey he had long dreamed of, exploring a chain of remote islands in the Pacific Ocean, barely visible on modern maps and shrouded in legend. The first few days were calm and enchanting. The blue sea stretched endlessly, dolphins danced around Al Naraz, and the night sky was studded with stars clearer than he had ever seen them. Karim took notes, snapped photos, and enjoyed the majestic solitude of the open sea. However, in the second week, the weather changed abruptly. A violent storm, unexpected by forecasts, struck. Huge waves crashed against the small boat, as if it were a toy. Karim lost control of the rudder, and the navigation equipment failed due to the salt water. For hours, Al Naraz was at the mercy of the storm, tossed here and there in the darkness and terrifying roar. When the storm finally subsided with the break of a pale gray dawn, Karim found himself in a place he had never seen before. The boat had gently run aground on a white sandy beach, surrounded by a strange island that was definitely not on his planned route. The island was exceptionally green, covered in dense vegetation and giant trees of unfamiliar shapes. A light mist rose from it, giving it an air of mystery. After checking his boat and finding it needed minor repairs but was still seaworthy, Karim decided to explore the island cautiously. He took a small bag with water, a knife, a first aid kit, and his camera. Karim ventured into the dense jungle. The air was humid and heavy, filled with strange sounds. The rustling of huge leaves, the calls of unfamiliar birds, and the snapping of twigs underfoot. He noticed strange footprints in the damp mud near a small stream. They didn't resemble those of any animal he knew. They were large, somewhat like human footprints, but wider and more primitive. His curiosity piqued. He followed the tracks very carefully, sneaking between the dense trees. The tracks led him to a small cave at the foot of a rocky hill. He hesitated for a moment, then turned on his flashlight and entered. Inside, he found remnants of a simple fire and primitive stone tools, sharpened stones, animal bones used as implements. This confirmed that something intelligent lived here. As he exited the cave, he heard a sound nearby, the sound of breaking branches and movement in the foliage. Karim froze, hid behind a massive tree, and slowly raised his camera. From between the thick leaves, the creature emerged. Karim's breath caught. It wasn't an ordinary animal. It resembled a large ape covered in thick, dark brown fur, but it walked upright on its hind legs, with more stability than any ape he had seen. Its face was relatively hairless, with features closer to human than ape, especially in the shape of its eyes, which looked intelligent and curious. Its hands were large, with long fingers capable of grasping objects skillfully. The creature held a strange fruit, examining it intently. It wasn't just an ape. It was a missing link, a being combining ape and human characteristics in a stunning way. Karim felt a mixture of awe, excitement, and fear. This was a discovery that could change the understanding of evolution and life on Earth. He raised the camera and took several quick photos, his hands trembling slightly. At that moment, the creature suddenly turned back, as if sensing his presence. Their eyes met for an instant. The creature showed no signs of aggression, but rather cautious curiosity, perhaps even some fear. It tilted its head slightly, as if trying to understand the strange being before it. Karim didn't dare move. He remained frozen behind the tree. After moments that felt like an eternity, the creature slowly turned its back and quietly disappeared back into the dense trees, leaving Karim alone with his racing heart and the incredible images on his camera. Karim returned to his boat, his mind reeling. He quickly repaired his boat, feeling a strong urge to leave the island before the creature changed its mind, or others appeared. Karim sailed away from the mysterious island, looking at the pictures on his camera. He knew he had proof of a discovery that could shake the world, but he wondered, was it right to reveal this secret? What would happen to this unique creature if the world knew of its existence? Would it be hunted, studied in a lab? Would its peaceful world be destroyed? Karim decided to keep the secret to himself for the time being. He carefully hid the photos and deleted the approximate coordinates of the island from his logs. Perhaps one day, when the world was ready, he would reveal his discovery. But until then, the story of the human-like sea ape would remain a secret, buried deep in his memory, a reminder of an unbelievable adventure into the heart of the unknown.